There are over 300 named characters in Project Moon, and I am so sorry for all of them. But even if every city dweller suffers, not every sinner, syndicate, or Sephirot were made equally. So, last January, I ranked them at once live on stream and let my chat judge my choices. Oh, and I also hired an editor to help make this while I focus on some other videos, and because of that, I had to do all this in under 3 hours to not give them too much footage. If that sounds like it would get rushed, oh, don't worry, that's cause it did. Here's how it went. Begin! We must now rank so many characters so quickly. First off, let's take care of our rankings. They are Project Moon. Fantastic characters. I really like them. Objectively good and positive. And then
Bong Bong will be found dead in the streets of Corp.
That's fine. Bong Bong can do whatever they want with their life. Void, fine. A tool. This is... I don't like them. Okay, we're ready to start. 2 minutes in. Let's go. So we start with Abel, right? Abel, I think, goes up in fantastic characters. Let me tell you this right away. The Lobotomy, Corp, and Library of Ruina characters, none of them are getting lower than these 3 tiers, okay? And I think Abel, he doesn't do a lot, but he is a kind character that guides X through figuring out what they need to do. I think I'll actually put them in I really like them, but they should be a guardian. Well, you might want to manifest that later. Abram, I think is fine. Abram is fine. Okay. I might need to put a character limit on that. I actually like him a little bit more than Abel because he shows a certain love for Carmen, and that adds something interesting to the story, all of Ain's doubts. Not the doubts to move forward, just the doubt to say, I'm going to acknowledge that I have to do something, and then he fucking quits. Adam is a fucking weeb, and that's kind of why I love him, because he's just so power crazed that he sees the potential he has at his fingertips, and he's using it. And that God complex, I think, is the culmination of what you have to bypass for Lobotomy Corp. I think it's incredible. I don't think this needs an explanation. Ayin is Project Moon. Ayin is the one that started Lobotomy Corp. He's not the impetus of the plan. He's the impetus of the realized version of the plan. The character himself, alongside X, who, by the way, X is going down here. We'll get to Y soon. But Ayin, I feel like, since they encompass so many multitudes of other characters that we see here, has done such fantastic work. The story not only surrounds them, but the implications of what they've done and the struggles they've had to overcome are felt before, during, and after. Then we get to Benjamin. Benjamin is another one of those characters that I feel like isn't the most iconic as a Project Moon character. Benjamin is assistant to Mr. Moon.
Benjamin is also a war criminal.
He is also a war criminal, that is correct. But he has carried the weight of multiple, morally questionable choices and has come out through it. You'll realize I have a lot of respect for characters that go through a lot of ethical dilemmas and figure out a way to reason with those. I spent way too long on Hawkma already. Let's get into Bong Bong. This is gonna be maybe a little controversial. Bong Bong is Project Moon. The community loves them ostensibly, and they can go into nearly any situation. As an Asian, as a badass, some people like to draw them as a waifu, as a comedic character. Eric's on Twitter. I know you made at least 365 of these fuckers. It's incredible how much love can go into the community. And then there's Carmen, who I'm gonna call it now. Carmen is above Ayin. Carmen is not only one of the few characters to appear in all 3 games, but is the continuation, is the reason why Ayin's morality is put into question. Giving people the ability to maintain power or get power, that is great in theory, horrid in practice. And Carmen is the embodiment of that. And I don't think I need to say anything more on that because I don't want to lose time. Move on, we're almost 10 minutes in. I gotta speed this up. Oh, Daniel. Fantastic characters. I'll put them up here. I think people fall into a pit trap, especially when we only had the first 2 games. The reason I don't put them in their Project Moon is because the community likes to turn him into some kind of Giga Chad. And I think the people that do this are really annoying. I love the idea that in so many characters that we have down here, Hesed is the story of what is the role of the well-off in a dystopia. I love exploring that story because there is a sense of helplessness. And I just feel like he's so reserved that maybe this idea does not come up a lot, but I think this is as much as I can give him. Malcut, though! Best Sephirot. This is as high as any Sephirot is getting on this list. Her role is to be a tutorial character in every sense of the word, but also it is a tutorial empathizer. As someone who wants to be good enough, both at the game or whatever, when we get to a certain level of expertise, when you beat the Dusk Ordeal, that is when she becomes so much more interesting because you've got the expertise, you've done what she cannot, and that causes her to crack. She doesn't know what to make of it. And when you go from this like cute game where, yeah, people die gruesomely, but seeing the CG art of her fingers bleeding on the floor, her bloodshot eyes just writhing, that is when the game unfolds. It is why the only Sephirot I have with the video is how it feels to Malkuth. It's incredible. I think to be fair to what is currently canon, I'm gonna put Enoch over here.
Here, he makes funny noises in the hydraulic press.
You're so right, but goddamn, there's so many really good dementia stories in media. I've always been most fearful of that experience, of losing memories. Maintaining those is what makes me feel like I can weather nearly anything. And the concept of losing that is so existentially terrifying. And Project Moon made the choice not only to do it with someone that was dead, but to do it with someone who was effectively a child for the rest of their lives, meant to live that out. I think that is incredible. I'll put Sephirot also here. I'm gonna be honest, Lisa, not the greatest Sephirot to me. The difficulty, though, that I love is how she tries to take on the burden of Enoch and actually succeeds. Her character arc is her succeeding in what she set out to do, which I think is more fulfilling than many other Sephirot get. She's mean, yes, but she's mean because she's disappointed in those around her. She has to do the work of 2, arguably 4, because she has to manage not only a department that's twice as large as hers, she has to manage her adoptive brother. I know they're not officially siblings, but I'm gonna say that just for ease of use. And I think that is so difficult to take on as a child. Yes, Odd, they're going up in their Project Moon territory because if Hesed is the responsibility of civilians that are well off, Yesod is the responsibility of those that can do. He's a man of action. He's a man of clear action that I think contrasts Hesed in a way that unfortunately didn't hit quite as well for me. He's kind of the polar opposite in that he is seen kind of as like a jackass, where the community just doesn't look at him as highly, and those that appreciate him really love him. Now let's get into something a little more controversial. When I first played him in Lobotomy Corp, I didn't like him. I straight up said he was a bad person. I did not care for Netzach until I got to Library of Ruina. In Library of Ruina, I started to understand this is for the struggle of people that do not know what they are doing, drifting along in life, and find that there is a greater purpose they can fulfill. That level of sacrifice, I have a significant amount of respect for. But I don't know if I think he's as good as these guys, because like, so I want to give him a good shot. So for the sake of being fair, I asked Himemiya Rie, noteworthy Netzach lover. Hey, in any case, I don't want to go into this without having some better understanding of why someone likes him. Do you have a second to give your thoughts on why he sticks with you so well? And Rie responded, sure thing, I'll write it out in a bit after work, but just heads up, the main reason is probably because I am mentally ill. And so, are you wondering what the reason was? If you must know, she didn't say anything. She hasn't sent any message after that. So the only reason I have is that she likes him because she is mentally ill. So I'm sorry, Rie. I gave you a shot. Netzach is the lowest rated Sephirot on this list. You had your shot, Netzach lovers. I'm sorry. We have the Red Mist, Gebura, Kali, the character of many names. I think it's safe to say that cultural impact is making a big impact here. Below Malkuth, yes. Absolutely yes. I think Malkuth actually adds more to the overall story than the Red Mist. The Red Mist is carried by memes. Not only memes, there is so fucking much. For most of the story, Gebura is actually right about everything. The only thing she got wrong is that she was mean to the abnormalities. She was overly aggressive, and she let that rage consume her because they took those that she cared about. There is so much value in knowing where to direct your interests. And I think that this is an extreme example of a character that's so good at doing that, yet could easily wreck shop if left undeterred. Let's go into Angela, please. Moment of silence. Sorry, my hand slipped. Angela is the best character in the first 2 games. The story of being the solution, the savior to so many people that had been wrought with the worst things that could happen to them, to someone who was forsaken by those people for the sake of the plan and left as a tool, to becoming the antagonist and then the protagonist making her own way. It is a god, devil, humanity level journey that I can't do any justice through yapping.
She's so Sigma.
She is incredibly Sigma, you're right. There's nothing I can say that you don't already know about Angela, so we're gonna move on. Hod! Hod made a phone call and bad things happened, and then she felt bad about it for a long while. I want to like Hod more than I do. I really do. Hod is the character that is trying to be appreciated for being nice, and she learned from that. I think that's a lesson to take away, but something about it feels very surface level. I really like Hod, but that's why she's going in the I really like them tier. I actually have the least to say about Hod. The cactus.
What the fuck?
Objectively good and positive. X, I see as an I really like them, mainly because X is Ayin, but by the time we realize that X is A, and then realize that A is Ayin or Abram, Abel, all that, it feels less like that X is a character anymore, and just a warm body. And I feel like I have to drop them down a bit, but they're still a part of Ayin, so I gotta give them that credit, right? I like Tiffany. Tiffany is the character that kind of just used Todd to get drugs. That's how that goes, really. I don't even know if we have any other clerks like James in here. This is meant to represent all of them. You know what? Objectively good and positive. I'll take that. Angelica. I mean, this is as high as I think a fridged character can get. My thoughts are that she is more a tool for Roland.
Nothing about her.
That is true, actually. You know what? I'm gonna make a new tier. A really good tool. There we go. Literary device. A really good tool. Roland. I'm putting Roland over Carmen. And that is because Roland is a perfect counterpart to what Angela needs. His relatability as a person, how he was implemented to give exposition, and Angela was meant to do the same. He's a perfect foil for Angela while being a character in his own right. We have got someone that has lost everything, counterparts with someone that has come from nothing in the first place. Okay, so we've got the Brotherhood of Iron. Arnold, funny food talk. Mo keeps everyone on track. The other one, Consta's also there. Ari is also fine. To be, oh yeah, Bina. Bina, oh fuck, where is Bina? Who can I use as a replacement for Bina? Bina's an incredible character. They are Project Moon. Bina is a great sign of what happens when you have a character that has power but chooses to do nothing with it and is actually a part of the problem. Bina, it goes from this sense of being so incredibly ominous, so incredibly thought-provoking and fearful, to everyone being fearful of her, as a chained monster of a character. Just imagine this is Bina. I'm sorry. We've got Finn. Finn is a really good tool for showing how absolute good, absolute great intentions in the city do not mean shit if you don't have the power to maintain it. Lenny, I don't care about. Chi, I actually care the least about, I think. Pete, I think I like more than you. The Hook Office. Okay, no, I need to make a new tier. Not much to say. That's probably what I have for, like, these guys. Like, I think Chi's a little more interesting because his family's dead. They're fine. Yun is fine. I think he has a bit more to say because he has to respond to Finn, but Finn's more important. I really like Jack and Pierre. I think they have a great friendship that is surprisingly wholesome despite them both being cannibals that sell human meat. I really like Lulu. I think Lulu's the first, like, emotionally impactful fight. Mars is fine. I don't really care. San, he's okay. I find him less interesting than Mars. Dino, I don't have much to say. Gyeongmi, I think, is objectively good. I think this is where we put him under the cactus. Oh, what was her name? I should know this. Isadora. I feel nothing. Wait, no. Let's say I feel little. I feel little. Julia, I feel little. Objectively good and positive. This is a nice crew. Olga's kind of drunk Frey coded, if I'm being honest, and likes to fuck with sober Frey's life, but I like Rain's little inferiority complex, and also the one that tries to keep things in order. I don't like Walter. Also, I think this is Dino. I forget these guys, but I feel nothing about them. Let's skip over to Dalek. I really like Dalek, and it is all in the character design. I gotta put Dalek in cactus tier, okay? You go up in I feel little. Bono, on the other hand, I'll put you above the cactus. Bono's like a little scared. He's trying his best, but he knows that this is a bad idea, and honestly, he was right. I feel little about Gin, and I feel little about Yang. This is Hanafuda, aren't they? They're a tool. Actually, you go in the I feel nothing tier. I think Jikan's a tool. I don't feel that much. Tamaki is a definite I feel nothing. Stefan, though, I like. Stefan is stupid. I'll put him above Mika, actually. This might be a little controversial to some people. I like these guys. I really like trios. You'll notice that in trios, I like characters that bounce off each other. And I feel like Mumu does the least of it, but I still like the design. Oink is like a guy that's like in his 30s. I think he's 37, trying to get his life together, and I kind of feel that. And then... Psych! They're going in there, Project Moon, because what the fuck is Lovetown? Holy shit! To marry is... terrifying. And let me be very clear. Yes, I know I made the Lovetown video. Yes, I get that. Why do you think I did that? It's ridiculous, and I love it so much. I really like Oscar. Oscar is both great mechanically. You look forward to getting his key page in a run. You also look forward to seeing him because he's a pretty big badass, and he carries himself like one respectfully. I feel little for Pamela and Pamela. I'm sorry. Philip goes in fantastic characters. What can I say? Philip was that was when we put a regular person in the world of Project Moon who thinks and has the capability capability to be a badass, and kind of does, but has a pitfall where they simply can't get over themselves. My favorite cringe-ass Nene baby. Yes, correct. Salvador. I really like him. He's a sweet old man that did his best to train his protege, using kindness, something so rare in this city. Next we have... Wow, Sayo. Sayo's her name. I forgot her fucking name. I think based on that, I have to put her in I Feel Nothing. Objectively good and positive. They're so stupid and they lead to one of the best little interactions in the game. Oh, Yuna. A really good tool. Well, no. I think that's disrespectful. Sweepers. Oh, God. I really like them. How much do I like them, though? I think I like them... here, more than Finn. Sweepers are a cool faction. I'm ranking them as a faction. And their fight is really annoying, but I think that also makes it memorable in some ways, even if people hate it. In fact, you know what? Actually, hot take. Because of their appearance in Distortion Detective as sweepers, they're a huge menace in Distortion Detective, and I think they deserve that. Bamboo-hatted Kim. I'm sorry. I don't like him. I want to like him. I really do. I really do. You don't know. He's getting his own tier. I actually feel so differently about this that he's giving his own tier. I wish there was more. Who the fuck is this? I feel nothing. Emma, I like. Objectively good and positive. Emma and Noah, really good story, but it's really only self-contained, so I can only limit it to that. Smoke guys, I feel little. I think their designs are cool. Lessie, you know what? Genuinely positive about Lessie. I'm positive about the animals. I like the character designs. They're cute and funny and stupid. I think Rose, objectively good and positive. Great character design. Awesome. I really like... Actually, no. I feel little, but not in a bad way. What little I feel is good. I wish there was more of him. Yujin is more important than Hod to me because Yujin is an active character that handles difficult situations better than Hod does. Fucking fight me. Okay, Bada? I wish there was more, actually. You're a tool because you're for Yesod's floor. Boris. Who the fuck is this guy? Oh, that's Alan? I wish there was more Alan. Cecil. I love the Liu, but I feel very little about this guy. He goes above full stop. I think this is May? I feel little about May. Oh, Chun? Oh, you're right. This is Chun. That doesn't change his spot. My God, I wish there was more Dennis. He's an edgy little bitch. I'll put him right above Bada, because Bada I want to see more of too. That's fine. Okay, we've made time. We have made it to the point where I wanted to. Now, I just need to get through, I need to get through this motherfucker before we get to the 2-hour mark, okay? We're doing so much better on time now. I can slow down a little. Dongwon, I'm gonna be honest, I feel little. A tool should be kind of derogatory, honestly. I feel little for him because I get there's a story there, but I don't see much. I think you're from the Index, which I really already like. I'm gonna put the Index right here. Objectively good and positive. Gloria's the one that stands out. Just a stupid fucking idiot that runs with it. Hubert, I'll put under I wish there was more. He doesn't have a huge personality, but I want to give him a shot. I really like Yai. Yai's fun. Arena, I feel little. Arena's here, I guess. Is this Kahlo? Kahlo, strangely enough, one of the lesser interesting characters to me. I'll put him right below Meow because I feel like we got enough of his story. Catriel, I feel little. I don't even wish there was more. I just feel little. She didn't really say much. I really like Lol. Lol is one of the few characters in Project Moon that are married. I think showing him as the ultimate wife guy is really sweet. This is a character that's written in such a way that A, makes me hungry for chili, if you know, you know. B, I can live with not having more, still want more, but say, wow, what a great character that served his purpose and made for a great time on screen. Yeah. Objectively good and positive. Scary office woman. I would pay for that jacket though. Maxim's cool. He's a fun guy. Do I really like him? I don't think so. I think I like him more than Esther, though. He's a bro. May's one of those characters where I wish there was more. Below Esther. I just wish there was more. May seems like a total fucking idiot, honestly. And I like characters like that. I like characters that seem like total fucking idiots. Rudolph is fine. I feel little, though. Oh, Miris. Absolutely goes above Hod. Incredible character because he knows the value of keeping people balanced. He knows one of his best friends, someone he admires, looks up to. You need a in your life. Oh, Moirai. Below Hod. Moirai, I think, represents to me, this is gonna sound odd, but hear me out. Someone who is defeatist. Someone who is extremely passive in their way of thinking. The way she speaks, also, I love any character that sounds utterly ominous in the way they talk. Nemo. Right below Moirai, actually. I really like them. Mr. Money himself. He's Mr. Merry Christmas. He's Mr. I'm pissing and shitting my pants right now. Nemo, like, his attitude, he's almost the most human, arguably. He doesn't give a shit about anyone else. He's a lawyer. Saul Goodman of T-Corp sponsored ass. I want more Nemo. I want to see more of him. It's nice. Nikolai. I don't feel a lot with Nikolai. These are a vibe. The vibe doesn't quite hit with Nikolai for me, but I want it to. The purple tear herself. This is a character I fully expect eventually gets up here, but I think she stays below Enoch. This is a character that I have so much faith in for the future. If what we had in LOR was it, I think I would still put her under I really like them, but with the amount of promise she has, I think we gotta put her here. I think so. Fucking Zhao, what do I even say? Zhao is a hero. Zhao above Daniel? No, I want to respect Daniel. There's some sanctity to this. Zhao is a character whose story standalone is of incredible worth to anyone that comes upon it. If you listen to Iron Lotus, then you hear that she doesn't even know if what she is doing is right. She doesn't know if her emotions will leave her. She doesn't know if this is even going to help her out in the end. But just the idea of getting Lol's book back, the one thing that's important to her, and the pinnacle they have reached, that is Zhao. And when we see her in Limbus or whatever ID, that is only going to be a glimpse of the emotion and respect it can be due to it. But god damn, it deserves an echo. Zhao, yeah, you're right, is higher than Daniel. How close are we now? We're almost done with the Library of Ruina characters. Holy shit. I think Jan's got to go above Moirai, right? I think I have to put Jan specifically below Hod here. And that's because Hod made a mistake and eventually got better for it, and we focused on that. Jan sought the truth and couldn't handle it. He was given a second shot at life. His job to become a messenger is the only reason he lived, solely to spite the people that gave it to him. And then, when he goes on for so long in order to try and do what's right and finds that the will of the city already accounted for his actions, that's when he fell. And I think that's such a shame because he was so close to the truth. I think that's why so many people love making Eco Yan and LOR mods, because they want to see what could have happened if he was right. Strangely enough, Argalia below Yan. He's a great force throughout the city. I really like him, but there's never really been a moment where I feel like he's broken me. He's like chocolate that never gets bad. I'll fucking eat it. I'll drink it. I won't snort it. Maybe I'll boof it now that I know what that is. But like, there's a certain lack of a wow factor to me. I don't know how to put it. And I know, like, haha, I'm laughing.
Genuinely surprised me. Argalia's whole deal and his connection to Carmen and view on the world and how he processed that grief was really interesting to me.
I think that's really interesting. And don't get me wrong, I do think it's really... Oh my god, wait. No. You're actually cooking with that. New threshold accomplished. That's it. You're so right, actually. His involvement with Carmen doesn't put him on Veyra Project Moon. But the fact that he is so recurring, the chocolate, I realized, has some dark undertones to it that I wasn't appreciating. And when we peel back those layers, he's actually able to stand up as having a significant amount of depth here. Beryl, a really good tool. Objectively good and positive. I feel little about Eileen, actually. I think Eileen's potential was wasted. I really like Elena. Now that we have the context of Canto 7, Elena just kind of hits harder, you know? I really like Greta. Greta is my favorite member of the ensemble. I love the fight. I love the philosophy. I love the way she speaks her dialogue. I love the character design. Greta is actually the only LOR character I'm absolutely fascinated over. Harold, objectively good and positive. Jaehyun's a really good tool. I think his purpose is best served as a tool because he... Actually, wait, no. Jaehyun goes up here instead. You're right. He's a tool to explore Roland's sins. I actually think it's interesting how Roland in turn affects him, though. He's the boohoo, my son's dead guy. But he was a nice fella until he fucking distorted, and that's Roland's fault, and I really appreciate that. Luda is a tool. Mirene, I feel nothing, but I'll put you at top of I feel nothing. Mr. Knife. Okay, I do feel a little. You know what, you go under I wish there was more, not because I think we should get more, because I want to see your adventures with Oswald. Miss Mermaid, I actually like her less, weirdly enough. Mixed Up Bunny, really good tool. I feel more confident about this one. As much as I like Oswald as a character, I think the thing that has to push him above, and hear me out, the culture. Everyone loves Oswald. This is a guy that is kind of carried by the PM community. Again, cultural impact makes a difference here. The PM community is carrying him from here, where he stands on his own, to here. I love Pluto. I love the fight against Pluto. I wish we did that shit more often. I'm gonna put Tanya above Nemo. Tanya's cool. Tanya flies by cool factor. She's simple and to the point, and I appreciate that. Oh, the Vermilion Cross. I'm putting you here, not because I like you or think you were excellently implemented. I'm putting you here because there is such a void. This is a personal one. I want to know more. I want there to be an entire backstory of what was left in the wake of the Vermilion Cross leaving us. This is based purely on my hopes, not based on what I think PM will do. Xena! Oh, wait a second. I forgot. Dino Dave, this one's for you. Xena Cat. Cultural impact makes a difference. Xena Cat, absolutely. This was like Angela Onesen. I feel little. That's neat. This is Astolfo, which is one of Roland's friends. I'm gonna be honest. This is the most I feel little ranking I'm gonna put in. Brain Nemo. What the fuck, bro tier? I'm gonna put this under what the fuck, bro 2. This is Burrowing Heaven Angela. Chibi Body. Body deserves up here. Yep, that's right. All right, horse. What the fuck, bro? This is Eileen's father. I think I feel about as much as this. Where the fuck is Benoit? Oh my god, did we not get Mio? Oh my god, wait. Oh, I know what happened. I was gonna save Mio for her Library of Ruina sprite, so I scrapped getting Corp Mio because I thought there'd be an LOR Mio, and I was just wrong about that. Ongdu from LOR? I don't even know if they exist. So you're going at the bottom of I feel nothing. This is Netzach's little guys. You know, objectively good and positive. You go up there. And these are Roland's friends. They're actually tools. We're now to Limbus. Karen is objectively good. She goes right below the cactus because I think that's funny and it makes sense in a weird way. I like Dante. This is gonna sound weird. I'm putting Dante only above Abram. We're not done with Dante yet. There's a lot of room for it to go better and go worse. I think there is a pinnacle for Dante I am waiting to see. I am still waiting. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it's time. Don Quixote! That was horrifying. Don Quixote is probably the most wild card whack-ass character in Limbus Company. Cited. Yes, I get it. Okay, I'm gonna give a little leeway to myself because we're at the Sinners now. I'm gonna yap about them. I'm sorry.
I quit.
Starts off as this character that just has not nothing going on, but like so much going on that she needs to learn through. She is eternally scaling and improving all the way through Canto 6. And then when we get from Canto 6 through Canto 7, I am trying to be vague, not because I want to be vague, but because I'm low on time. You'll once again find a pattern. I love characters that are forced to make choices and come out making the most difficult but fulfilling one. And of all of the characters that have done this, I am most thoroughly impressed with Don Quixote. This is the character making the wrong choice. This is the character making any sort of choice. This is the character making the right choice but failing to get through it. This is the character doing the same thing but having to be on the sidelines. And where you can see we're inching ever higher. Don Quixote is Project Moon and competes with Angela. Now hear me out, we're not staying here. I actually think her ranking is right here, but we're gonna put her here for a second. When Angela was forced to go through her own million years of life is very similar to how Don Quixote was forced to live within a lie, and they both eventually come out of it. Sancho on Don is the same as Angela in LOR, both in terms of what we see within the alternative universe, but also in terms of what we see in action. And it takes guidance. Angela from Roland and Don Quixote from the Sinners, and possibly from her senior, to come to grips with that, and seeing them continue to say no. We shall try is beautiful. The only reason Don Quixote is not up here is because I believe the cultural impact of Angela and all the other characters up here is significantly greater. That's my take. And if you have problems with it, you can put me on blast. I don't care. I really like Faust. I think Faust is a great character. Do I think that she's on the same level as these characters, though? I think I'm gonna take a level of personal bias on this. Faust goes right below... Actually, no. Right above Elena for me. The reason Faust is on a higher tier than Dante is because I have high expectations for Dante that are yet to be met. And with Faust, she is closer to meeting the expectations I have, albeit ultimately lower than Dante. Gregor. I think Gregor is one of those characters that I don't think has been implemented to the best of their potential yet. In fact, I'm gonna do this for the Gregor stands. Gregor is going below Hod. Gregor deserves more. I feel like he's been put on the sidelines way too much. We know he has a sister. We know his mom is very interesting. We know there's shit about his arm we haven't been told about. I feel like they've left so much on the table that if they don't pay it off soon, it's gonna be a dark moment in my eyes. Yi Song, I really was was bored with until his Canto. He was actually my least favorite sinner up until and after Hell's Chicken. Yi Song is like a combination of Yesod and Hesed. The kindness of Hesed with the responsibility of Yesod. He is someone that wishes to do good in the world, not because he wants any kind of accommodation or acclamation or adoration. He simply loves what he does. He is probably the sinner that has handled the best out of all of them that has had their Cantos done. He's a lot of charm in a little man. He's just a guy with a lot going on. You know that meme where it's like, go little man, go? Everyone's just cheering on him. Bomb ass breaking it down. Ryoshu. No, I think you go right below Faust. Yeah, I think that's fair. Ryoshu is weird. I'm sure I'm gonna have other sinners that are higher up than Ryoshu on this list. I feel like Ryoshu's gonna be in the bottom 6 for me, but I really like Ryoshu. I don't know. There's something here. Let's get something artful up. Why don't we?
Ryoshu is cool. Just hasn't had enough development yet.
Okay, so there's a big difference between character depth and character development. Character development is seeing how a character changes who they are, where character depth is seeing the layers of who this person is. We have not seen a lot of character development, you are correct. But what we're seeing as time passes is character depth. As time starts, Ryoshu makes a splash. She kills people on the bus during Canto 1. When she's fucking talking to the Syndicate members back in Canto 2, it's funny. She's a big member of comedy and instigator. She's like the running gag character, and it's great because she doesn't even talk a lot because she doesn't have to and doesn't like to. Time killing time comes in, and I think that's where we start to see more of the depth. We start to see how she feels about family. And family's gonna start becoming a greater and greater theme. Ryoshu is a character that is showing promise, but still hasn't peeled back the curtain enough yet for me to put her at the same level as Faust. Ryoshu is very much teasing the character depth and development and doing it in the right way. Oh my god, Merceau. I'm sorry, Rie. Merceau goes above Nets. And that's because, much like Ryoshu, he does not speak as often as the others, but he is getting more time. But when I was talking about Ryoshu being a character whose depth is being shown, Merceau's depth and development is being shown. In Contra 3, he says to the other sinners, he doesn't talk a lot because when he spoke, people didn't appreciate what he had to say. And he's starting to slowly blossom out a bit more. His masking is starting to come down, and we love that for him. And I'm looking very much forward to him atoning for his crimes and having to fight and eat the sun. He's a joy, and he's only becoming more that as time goes on. All right, now the rich bitch. There was a time where he was my second favorite sinner. How do I feel about him now? I genuinely do not know, man. You know what? I know exactly who Honglu is. If I said Yi Song was a combination of Yesod and Hesed, then Honglu is a combination of Netzach and Hesed. Here's the thing. I think Honglu's outlook on life, where he's so carefree, it seems. It comes off as being like genuinely happy and positive, where he does care about those around him. The appeal of Honglu is very subtle because his intentions are not clear on the surface, but they're not malicious. They're almost resigned. They're resigned in that it seems like he's kind of in a hospice situation where he's kind of living life until he finds a way to fully remove it from himself. Because we know that he is very ready to give that up. I am hoping that Dante's struggle we saw with Don Quixote. Dante's struggle, I hope, is giving Honglu a reason to live. I hope that Dante comes to try and revive Honglu, and when doing so, feels a sense of relief. Not in a way where it feels like a drug, but in a way where your passing moment wasn't painful to you, it was reprieve. He is a man of promise, and I look so forward to that. That'll give Dante a struggle to deal with. That'll give Honglu something to overcome. I think it will be beautiful, and I have full faith. So yeah, he is, I do like Honglu. Heathcliff, right. So you may know I have some friends that aren't fond of Canto 6. I'm gonna summarize my thoughts in comparison to theirs real quick. Heathcliff is a character who, before his Canto, was built up beautifully. Much like Ryoshu, he made a splash. He was so good at being a proactive character. There was a depth to that showed its face as early as Canto 1. Wow, this character is kind of cool. He's very knowledgeable about how people in the upper class and the lower class think. He must have some interesting backstory. There's some depth here. If we continue on, Heathcliff, throughout Canto 6, I think builds himself up as a character trying to process Kathy's death. All the way through part 1, through finding the basement, part 2, until he distorts. And I think his distortion was a wasted scene. After that moment in Canto 6 where he distorts, nothing really happens. More attention was given to Papa Bongi, when he distorted. I understand the value in seeing how he was dehumanized and how he has self-hatred. And if they're going to make that pivot, that's fine. You know what? Let's go with that. Let's say it's about self-hatred and then self-value, and then afterward he wants to find Kathy, right? He's more active. He's shown doing that afterward. He's not really doing a lot, though. He goes from running around, being this motivated motherfucker at the end of Canto 6 to sleeping during the meeting in Canto 7. What is that supposed to mean, guys? I'm actually disappointed with what's happened here, and it makes me sad. I think he has to go below Moirai for me. I'm so sorry. Ishmael. Ishmael's one of the characters that, like Heathcliff, not to the same extent, kind of has fallen off since the end of her Canto. I don't think she had a huge purpose. She is the one that's kind of meant to be chilling. She is the one that I think did a good job and is meant to be chilling now. So I think this one's actually very simple. Below Netzach. This is a completed character arc for me. I think there's more that we can explore. I think she has to be shaken up a little again, but I think as a completed character arc, I'm fine with this. Let us go a gambling. So this is a biased take. This is gonna be a deal with it take for a lot of you guys. I'm putting Roja up here above Enoch. She does something unique that no other center does, and she does it so perfectly. Nothing but get worse. I think you define a sinner's value in 4 qualities, right? There's stuff before their Canto, there's stuff during their Canto, and there's stuff after their Canto. Before the Canto, Roja didn't do much except torment Gregor, honestly. And that was kind of funny and it was nice. During her Canto, Roja showed the best she ever did. People call it mid, I get that. The point in that, though, was there's no big impact. Her purpose is that she is capable of great things. It is her attitude that holds her back. And she knows, on some subconscious level, that this is indeed the case. And then TKT hammers that home. She's getting worse because she finally has evidence to say that she is not doing shit, and she's continuously doubted herself. And I think she is the best slow burn character, maybe even throughout the entire series of Project Moon. I genuinely don't think she's gonna get any kind of closure until Purgatorio, and I'm loving this journey. In contrast, now I have said many mean things about Sinclair.
If Philip was peak.
No! Absolutely not. Sinclair doesn't even have the balls to run away. Sinclair doesn't even have the microscopic balls enough to run away. Sinclair, yes, we got to hear his backstory. Yes, it was sad. Boo-hoo, my parents are dead. But he is also a coward that made a stupid choice. I understand the beauty of that. I think Canto 3 is a very well-written Canto. I don't like it because I'm biased. I just don't really like Crusader outfit. The aesthetic isn't for me, but I respect it.
He's not Sigma at all.
I give its respect. I don't care about being Sigma. I'm not Sigma. I'm Frey Cheqama. What it did at the end was say, Sinclair, you have so much to live up to. You have so much expectation put upon you. My man's is Deku Gohan last name. My man's is set up to be that. But then what do we get after the Canto, right? We get Canto 4 where he gets shot, but you know what? Funny. The little German boy gets hurt. That's funny. Canto 5, not a lot else has changed. Canto 5.5, the Intervallo. Oh, what? He's still timid. It's been like, there's a big delay between Cantos 4 and 5. Isn't there like 7 months? Half a year? Huh. Canto 6 was the last straw for me. He's still shuddering. He's still afraid to go down the basement. Like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this, but he says, no, I've been getting better about going down in the basement. You remember when Ishmael got shit for saying blind obsession in an ID? Like that was just some kind of Flandersization? Yeah, imagine getting 3 Cantos of that with Sinclair.
But we aren't doing much with that at the moment. He really is the ultimate potential man.
Thank you! Thank you! Sinclair has the capacity for it, but what does he do? Mark of potential, 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 potential. Do you know how you get potential? You work for it. And Project Moon told us that Sinclair was doing it. You know what they should have fucking done? Shown us! So this is the guy we're supposed to believe has potential? When all the other centers like Song, who's had less time, has developed? You're gonna tell me I should believe in this guy when you don't show me shit? Finally, in Murder on the Warp Express, he actually shows asking questions. That's where I started having hope again. That's where he stopped being the biggest disappointment to me. And then in Canto 7, yeah, he is the main center to bring our Don Quixote back to us, and I think that's beautiful. I wish we had some greater sign that he was capable of that. I wish what they did in Murder on the Warp Express they had done earlier. But overall, I'm happy with Sinclair now. Do I think that his progression was rushed? Yes. Absolutely. He still has a long ways to go. I don't even think that this is the end game for him. I know we're gonna see more. And I'm glad we're back on that track. Mephi! A really good tool! I really like Otis. Her development is just starting. I think it's the latest of all the sinners to show development. There's a lot we haven't seen. She's mainly played for gag. She's mainly played for kind of annoying. She is now finally showing and unfolding that development. You know what? I'm gonna do this for the Pablo stands. I wish there was more. Pablo stands, you get it, right? Handshake? Handshake. Virgilius. Top of fantastic characters for me. As much as I may critique Canto 6 at a later date, I think his moment during 641 with the Wild Hunt was fantastic. I think he's a character that still has a lot to unfold on, but the depth we have with Leviathan is already massive. And I think the heart he has is utterly sweet, and I love seeing that. Cayman's just fun. Cayman's an asshole and I love her. She tells it like it is. She's Merceau-coded, and I appreciate what she provides us. I really like Sod, actually. Yeah, okay, objectively good and positive. Pilot's fine. I love me a sassy bitch man. Damian is a man full of promise. Weirdly enough, I don't think there's a lot to say about him yet, other than the fact that I think Enoch and Damien are the same person. I actually want more Rim. I mean, I wish there was more, clearly. Like, Asaya. I wish there was more, clearly. What they provided, like, was not enough. This is not the Blue Man group. This is the New Man group, okay? Kubo! You know what? Objectively good. He gives me producer vibes. If you ever seen Keep Your Hands Off Azoken, then it was fun. And then Herman. I think I put you above Pablo, I guess. I wish there was more. Not because I'm disappointed. Actually, because I'm a little disappointed, TBH. I want to see more of Herman very soon. I know, like, Gregor's mom recruited Ahab. Sure. I'm ready for that cat to come out of the bag soon, especially in regards to Gregor. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I feel little about him. We haven't seen a lot about Jia Huan. I expect this to change, but I feel very little. Sonya. Oh my god. A really good tool. I'm not gonna put him in I really like them, because I think Sonya's purpose is to contrast Roja. I think Sonya's outlook on life is interesting. He does seem to be huffing his own paint, where he thinks he can do good in the city. Whether you should believe that Roja's attitude of direct action is more important than Sonya's institutionalized action. It's interesting. Why does it sound like Don Smoked Marlboros? I wish there was more, but also I don't really care. I'll put you under I feel little. Reporter, I feel even less. What are their names? Lion, Panther, and Wolf, I guess? I feel little. I'm sorry, Alex. You were used to give Yuri character development, and, cool, you did that. I guess I like her more than the Church of Gears, Dad. I'm gonna do this entirely for selfish reasons and to piss off the Kim stands. I wanted Hopkins to be the Philip of Limbus Company. I wanted him to come back again and again and get worse and more powerful, and I want it to be really annoying. I think that's really fucking funny. G-Corp Corporal, I feel nothing. I feel very little. This was a good character for the time she was on screen. I'll put you above Esther. I wish there was more. TQ Leader, I remember your name, I guess, so you're at the bottom. This character, I actually feel very little about, but you impacted the Roja story, so fine. You're a mook. I'll put you here, and you should see that as a kindness. Guido, I actually don't like. He almost kills Dante, which is kind of cool, but he's really just whatever. I think he's a waste of space of a character. Cromer! Above Tanya, right below Heathcliff. Cromer's the antagonist, the final boss of Season 1 this game needed, and I respect that in every sense of the word. I feel little. I think this guy's cool. He's just kind of a prick, so he gets to go above the Ting Tang leader. Actually, I really like this guy. He's just trying to make his way in the world and everything went wrong. He's a pure guy. I hope he does well with his pizza business. I don't like his mom because she never really communicated that well, and that's a failure of a mother. Alfonso's a fun character. I love characters like needless tech designs. I love characters that are green, and I love characters that are needlessly boastful. She's just one of the worst people in the world, and I respect that about Alfonso. You might be surprised. I don't like her that much. I don't dislike her by any means, but like, I never was a big Dongbei fan. I think Dongbei's story is beautiful about how there's a different road Isong could have taken with his loss when it came to his love of technology. There's something about that just didn't hit for me. Dong Rong, I definitely like more than Dongbei. I gotta give credence to a final boss of a Canto, right? I gotta respect it. Mariel, I feel nothing. Ron is funny because she's gay with Shren, but also I like characters that are bombastic and punchy. Ron didn't inspire my character design. Ron probably would though. I appreciate going out with a bang. Samjo, yeah, I like him. He's just a cool gooey guy. Song Yi, I will put up here as a very good supporting character. I'll put Shren next to Ron because they're gay for each other. Okay, no, we actually gotta panic a little bit right now. We're reaching the end of time. I got 20 fucking minutes. The stress is now just speed running this shit. The woman that would start K-Corp, I'm gonna put her below at the bottom of really good tool because
why are we
that's what it
through
is.
so much again?
Because I need to make sure I don't give my editor too much footage. The boy that become the tearful thing. You go below Barrel because you're also a good tool. Purely based on meme energy, you go around Bongi. Cha Maganera. Burn the child, he was gonna be a landlord. I think Queequeg is the best side character in all of Limbus Company. Oh my god, I love Ricardo. Ricardo's fight, Ricardo's energy, this is the man. I don't really care. I guess you're better than the DHE woman. Honestly, by the end, I actually liked him. I wish there was more. more. Not that much though, so you're below Valentine. I remembered his name. Same with the Indigo Elder. Like, he's a cool guy. He's Morgan Freeman of Project Moon. I respect him, not much. The bird goes in what the fuck bro tier, because what the fuck bro. I want there to be more, actually. I have more hope for Crayon than other characters. I don't like them. It's more residual disdain for Intervalo 3, for Canto 5.5. Domino, just like Crayon, I wish there was more. Santata, you go at the I feel nothing tier above Mariel, because I get your plight, I don't care. June, I feel like I want to like. I liked him while he was here. Above Rose, I guess, for personality's sake. Believe it or not, I don't hate Ongdu. I just think she is very underutilized and it is a waste of effort. I feel little, but I feel more than with Smee. Kathy! God, this is another one that could take a while if I'm not careful. Hold on. I can't even say I wish there was more. I don't even like Kathy that much. No. Kathy gets a new tier. I can't say I feel like her inclusion is objectively good and positive, but she's better than what the fuck, bro. Kathy, I don't know what the fuck I can do with you. That's my thought. For someone that doesn't have a name, I'm surprised that I feel more about him than I do about Santata and Toma. Oh, it's the Doulahan? Oh, okay, there you go. Go below Julia, Doulahan. I actually do like Earl King. Like, Kathy, I have many complex thoughts about. Earl King, I think, is good. Everything of Kathy. No, that goes in Kathy tier, and regular Kathy goes below everything Kathy. Henley does a good service to the story. His inferiority complex, or rather superiority complex, is interesting to see. I think he goes square between Samjo and Gubo for me. What is her name? Jocelyn? Isabella? I feel very little about her. I like Linton. I think he's fine. Little Sir Squirrel. What the fuck, bro? I feel little. I like Nelly quite a bit. I think Nelly goes around Dongbek tier. I feel very little about Bumble. I feel nothing about Mai. There's not much to talk about. I love Hubert. I will put Hubert right above Moirai. Yes, that's above Heathcliff. I like the Time Ripper about as much as Nelly. Sure. I kind of wish there was more, but generally, I feel pretty positive. Sasha was actually a really good tool for Don Quixote. Alessio, he's there. Body! I already accounted for Body. Cammy! Cammy's funny. I think Cammy served their purpose. What was her name? Starts with a C? Either way, I feel little. Don Quixote, I really like them. As a main antagonist, they've done so good. You know what? Hot take? Above Argalia. Dulcinea, I think is fine. Fire Fist, I feel little. Actually, I wish there was more. That's a lie. Hanul, I guess objectively good is fine. I like how she was used. Roshinante, I think this respectfully goes into what the fuck, bro. I'm putting Hugo right below June because that's really funny. This is a character I'm sure we're going to appreciate more when we get to Canto 8. But for what we have seen, I like the fact that we were able to play around with her above June. Paula, and then we've got Alessio. Oh, did I just out one person I haven't talked to for so long on what they're playing on Steam? Oops, you can go above Casada. No, Casada, you know what? Casada gets that for cultural impact because of the goddamn Casada reaction video. I actually like Nicolina more than Dulcinea. The priest, I think, was handled really well, actually. You go above Hiddenly. All right, Sancho is meant to represent Mio. I think Mio should go around the same tier as Olga, but like a step or two higher. He is a tool for exposition right now. Not much happens. Okay. I read Wonderlab so long ago. I read it for like 20 minutes and only got through 5 chapters. So I remember Alex is a tool in every sense of the word, but I love the fact he's a tool. Bibi, I feel very little. I did not catch the arc. Wonderlab, I'm gonna do the most dirty, just so you know. You're the Servant of Wrath character, right? I genuinely don't know. I think you need to go in the void. I'm sorry. I actually love Kat. I think she belongs in a similar level to Adam because her rejection of herself and everything else becoming the first distortion, I gotta respect. Daisy, I feel very little. You go around BB tier. Who are you? I feel little, so you go around here. You go around Hugo tier, because you remind me of Kirishima from My Hero Academia. Flower, I think, has a little more cultural relevance. Above June, actually. You go with the other fucks in here. I don't even know who you are. 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 A tool in the sense that you are exposition. I think you were like a mook. Bottom of fantastic characters is Rose. I think Shasha, I really like them because you give the choice. You're actually thoughtful. Who? Actually, no, Suho. Okay, Suho goes here. Who? Tai goes in. I really like them, so you go here. Dias. They are Project Moon, but at the very bottom. You should know why if you've seen my stuff by now. Ezra. Oh my god. Fantastic characters. Yes, I am intentionally putting them above the red gaze. Moses, I don't have time, but you know what I mean when I say this. Yeah! Moses goes there. Han Hee Jun, a really good tool. He is like mean, a distasteful man, but you kind of want him to suffer. I kind of think he might be Dante. Vespa. I think Kyodi is cool. You can go there, go around the level of Rose. Edgar, for the sake of being the only absolutely badass Zwei fixer, I like him. I wish there was more. Oh, this is the Human Thunderbolt. Go here. Oh, Larriere? Honestly, I feel little. I really like Marksman of the Mist. I don't care about Rusk. Honestly, I feel nothing for him. He served his purpose. I feel a little, actually. You can go here. Thumb Yuri, same name of a character, but from the thumb. Goes around the same tier as Rusk. The Mock Exam, which honestly was a tool, but you know what? I like the Mock Exam. I feel very little about Pablo. You're basically a mook with a name. Denver's a really good character. Very gender. Incredible tool. Really good tool. Maestro Man goes around Yubong. Honestly, I don't like him because there wasn't a lot going on. I think this is a nice character design. I like them. I like Pop. I really like Pop. Okay. You know what? We have like 4 characters left. I'll let it happen. We can turn this off now. We can go to relaxing music. It's close enough. There's 4 of them. Let's just do it so no one has to worry. Ruby is just someone that was killed off quickly. I'll put you under what the fuck, bro tier. I don't wish there was more, but I like what they served. I respect it. Lapis is the same person. We're down to 2 characters. I don't remember either of their names, so I'm being honest with you. One of them is a cynic who is loyal to the team. Another one is a softie with a heart of gold that is disloyal to the team and opportunistic. And it's sad because these 2 have a great dynamic. Actually, I know exactly where to put them. You're gonna go right below Kadon and right above Ron and Shren because Ron and Shren are cute and tragic, and these guys are great co-workers and tragic. I think that's it. Are there any questions anyone has? I'm willing to take questions. Did we get Garnet? Let me give some attention to Garnet here. I do really like Garnet. Garnet becomes the Black Silence for a second, and I think because of that, I should rank them higher. I'll put Garnet a little above Nicolina. No, right below Dongbang. I think that's fair. Jumsoon goes a little below Dulcinea for his job at showcasing us the distortion mirror world phenomenon in Leviathan. I really like the Marksman of the Mist. He's kind of like an aberration of Der Frey, but he's just such a yapper. He doesn't care about anything. It's so cool. I feel Marksman goes above Alfonso. Which character you have the most bias for? Like the one that's influenced the most by my bias? I think it's actually anywhere between Roja or Ezra. Roja, I believe in. I can't prove it. Ezra is just like, oh shit. I vibe so much with this character, kind of aspirational. But yes, I think we've got a pretty good ranking here. Let's go a little smaller. Oh dear God. All right, well, let me show you guys everything that we've done. Here's the list. So what do you think? What do you think of the list, y'all? I think it's fine. I think it does the job. But yeah, that's it. I hope you had a fantastic time. I can't believe we actually made it. 3 hours and 20 minutes is not bad. You know what? We can do a quick drip check. There are a lot of toggles that we haven't seen on this. I'll show you one. Guess what, guys? Ah! Hey, so it's like an hour before maintenance starts, and I recorded and updated this tier list for all the new characters from the past 2 intervalos, but there's no time to go into that anymore. So here's the tier list. Hime Mirie got back to me, and I gotta correct myself. Netz is potent, and there's a great Twitter thread about why I'll put in the comments. Seriously, I know I'm downplaying it, but it was enough to change my mind. Ricardo is everything I wanted Hawkins to be, and Werner looks like he'd give both masculinity and crypto classes, and I kinda love that about him. These 3 shit-faced grinners are all beautiful. Hohenheim is nerd emoji incarnate, and I love making him sound like a depressed Redditor. Johan here is in the fridge until he maybe joins the new man group, and the rest sure are there and have names. All right, that's it. That's everyone. Please subscribe for more. Help my editors. Support them. There's credits down in the description. We're going to be streaming Canto 8 tomorrow. Thank you. I love you. Thanks to all my members who are on the stream now. Bye!